Welcome to It's Been How Long? The podcast about Cherry Hill High School East students from the late 1970s and early 80s. This is Kara Siegel. So I'd like to welcome in Carol Jean Lambiase-Young to the It's Been How Long podcast studio today. Hey, Carol.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, good. Thanks for agreeing to be on the podcast today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a scheduling
Yes,
adventure for both of us from
yes, it is.
certain times I had to cancel, certain times you had to cancel, but we finally got together here in the new year, so that's great.
Yes.
So it's 43 years, almost 44, since we left the hallowed halls, of East.
Yeah.
And so what are you doing these days? You're doing a little bit of traveling, it seems.
Well, our oldest son lives in Maine, so we just got back from Maine for our grandson's first birthday.
Ah,
And
congratulations.
most of the traveling is that we've gone down. I stay local pretty much,
Yeah.
United States local.
Yeah.
Don't like to fly.
Okay.
Like while there are places I would love to go, I hate flying.
Okay. Not for everybody.
No, not yeah. I've done it if I have to, but I don't. Yeah, terrible anxiety about flying.
Okay.
But yeah, we've gone down. Been down to North Carolina to see. I don't know if you remember Jennifer Poole. Few
Um,
years younger than us.
oh, okay. Okay.
Yep. So we've gone down to see her. My sister lives in Virginia, so we go
Okay.
to her and just family mostly.
Oh, that's good. It's a great
Yeah,
way to travel.
yeah.
Yeah. So what do you do when you're at home?
I work at the University of Rochester. I don't know if you ever Strong Memorial Hospital. I
Oh,
am
yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I am the administrative assistant for the neuroradiologists,
Oh, wow.
and I work with the residency program a little and with the research program.
I interviewed there for a job in the physical medicine rehab department. I'm sure you get a lot of probably physicians from that department referring to your guys for sure.
I've been through that department. But yeah, they have a really good. They just built a new facility.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Actually,
no.
just
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely beautiful with like pools and
Oh, nice.
crazy.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's great. That's funny.
yeah,
Small world there. So you live in Rochester.
yep.
Okay, how long have you lived there?
I moved here. I actually am from here,
Oh,
and we moved to Cherry Hill when I was, I think, 12.
okay.
And I saw you had a podcast with Steve Kanofsky, I think it was. Is
Yeah.
he from Rochester? Um, I think he said he was from
Oh,
Rochester.
okay.
Um, and so we moved there. My dad was transferred,
Mhm.
and when I graduated from high school, I came here. My sister was living here. I came here to live with my sister. Got a job. Met my husband.
Okay.
She moved to Jersey, and I stayed. So
Oh,
brought me
wow.
back here. So I've been here since we graduated.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, oh my goodness. Okay. It's a little chilly up there in Rochester, isn't it? A little
You
snowy?
know, we normally used to get a ton of snow,
Is that
but
the lake effect?
yeah,
Yeah.
the past few years, I think Jersey's got more than us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
know what's going on there, but yeah, we haven't really had that. Well, I think while we were in Maine was our first snowstorm this year.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of crazy,
Yeah.
but it'll last till May.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah. So, how do you enjoy spending your time? What do you do for fun?
Mostly we spend time with our grandkids.
Okay. So you have some grandkids who live there in Rochester.
We have five that live here
Five
and
children, five
five
grand.
grandkids.
Okay. How many kids? Is that
We have
one?
three kids.
Three kids. One's in Maine.
Yeah, our oldest is in Maine and he has the youngest grandchild, which is funny. Um, and they have another one on the way.
Yeah.
Um, then our son lives in a small town outside of here and they have three kids.
Okay.
And our daughter lives in another little town outside of here, and they have two,
Oh, wow.
and only one girl out of all of them.
She will learn how to throw a ball.
Yeah, she is quite athletic. She's 14 now, and basketball, softball.
All right.
Yeah.
So what did you do back in East? Basketball, softball?
No, I am not an athletic person, which is funny because my oldest son is a wrestling coach.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
and I was the most unathletic person in the world. But I liked to draw. I
Okay.
did, yeah, I was in a lot of art classes.
Okay. Did you do anything with like the yearbook
I
or
did
any
do
of
the
the?
yearbook, and
Oh, you
I
did.
know that question that's
Oh,
coming, and I don't remember.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember there being a discussion about the Western theme,
Yeah.
but I can't remember who decided on it
Okay.
and why they decided on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Did you have a job back in high school?
I did. I worked at Chess King.
Just kidding. Why do I know
It's a
that? What?
men's clothing store in the mall.
Oh, yeah. 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 Yeah.
And the little chocolate little the place the was right outside.
Yeah.
There was a little chocolate place right outside of Chess King. And I worked with Mary Beth Leinard
Oh, okay.
and Jim Jones.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we had way too much fun.
You can't have too much fun.
We had a lot of fun working.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
That's great. No, I've seen Mary Beth on Facebook. I don't know that I've seen Jim Jones. Is he?
Jimmy passed away.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, he passed away 50 or 50, early 50s, I
Oh, okay.
believe. Yeah, yeah, it's sad.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we graduated and you went up to Rochester and started working right away?
I before I came up to Rochester, I actually was supposed to go to the Philadelphia College of Art, which is a very small college. But freshmen had to go at night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a weird thing.
Hmm.
And my father would not let me go into
Drive
Philly.
into Philly at night. Yeah.
Yeah. So I did not do that. Um, I was gonna go a year to Camden County College
Hmm.
and then transfer, but they stuck me in a class with all like they were like all these art people that were already working. They were like in their 40s and
Oh,
50s and it
wow.
was extremely intimidating. And I went 3 days and went home and told my father I'm not.
Okay.
I was like terrified. I'm like, I have no idea. All these people know what they're doing. They're in this job. I mean, I handed in one project, I got an A. Um, but yeah, no.
Not gonna. Okay.
It's not for me. So then I moved here with my sister. She asked me to come move with her and help her with her kids, and
Oh, okay.
that's why I came up here.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
So, so did you have a high school sweetheart?
I did not.
Okay.
I did not.
All right. So was there a class or a teacher, an experience that influenced you?
My favorite class, and I think this is because of my dad. My
Mm,
dad always instilled history in us. He was
mm,
a huge history buff and was one of those, if you don't learn history, you are doomed to repeat history. So I have to say Mr. Swift.
okay.
Do you remember Mr. Swift?
I remember the name. I remember
He
the
was
name.
married to the gym teacher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I
So
have
was
to
there which history was it like American history
I
or
did
do you
an
remember?
American history. I can't remember what else, but I had so the thing is my dad, being the history buff he was, um, always used to play this song when we were a kid that was the Battle of Louisiana. I can't remember what it was.
Hmm.
Um, and in class one day, didn't Mr. Swift play the song?
Ah.
And everyone else was like, and I'm like, I know every word to this song.
Oh, that's funny. Oh
I
my
could have
goodness.
sang right along with
Yeah.
it.
But you didn't?
I did not. I was extremely shy, and
Yeah.
I was very shy. In
All
fact, I
right.
got back to our 15th reunion, and a lot of people were like, "I don't remember."
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Oh, that's funny. Well, I got to be honest, as I look through the yearbook as I've done all these things, and I'm like, God, so many of these people I don't know. I thought like I had a pretty good, you
yeah,
know, uh, swath of the classmates, but there's just, I mean, there was over 700, 800, whatever I've heard, up to
yeah.
1,000, I think. Um, yeah, there's so many in our class. There's just so
It
many
was
people that
huge.
we didn't interact with.
No,
Yeah.
I remember sitting down at graduation and not knowing. I'd never seen the person I sat next to.
Oh, wow. Wow.
We were both like, "You."
That's funny. So how did you and your husband meet?
At work,
Okay.
there was a department store here, no longer here, called Sibley's.
Okay.
And when I first moved back here, I got a job. I have no idea how I got this job, but I got the job as a secretary for two of the buyers.
Oh, okay.
And my office was in a stock room, and my husband was the head of the stock room.
Oh, okay.
So that's
That's
that's how.
how we, okay. And you've been married?
We have been married. It'll be 42 years this year.
Wow. Mazel
Yeah.
tov. That's incredible.
Yeah. So, my first day at work, I saw him. I didn't know that he worked there, but I passed him on the elevator, and I got home from work, and my sister said, "How was your first day at work?" And I said, "It was really good. I passed this guy in the elevator today." And she goes, "Yeah." And I go, "I'm gonna marry him."
Wow.
And that was in January, and we were engaged in June.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
yeah,
Wow.
kind
You
of crazy.
did you bet on like numbers and the lottery or something?
No,
Because you
I'm not good with any of that.
okay.
Somehow I lucked out with this one. I don't know.
Oh, that's such a great story.
Yeah.
That's such a great story. So do you have friends from East you're still in touch with?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So like I said, I go see Jennifer, um, Chris Marks. So Chris lives in Alabama,
Oh wow. Okay.
and my nephew lives in Alabama. My parents were living in a bit Alabama for a while. So I saw him a few times, got to have dinner with his mom, who has since passed away. Um, so like yeah, Chris, I've gotten together with Michelle and Carol one time.
Michelle.
Michelle Shank,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Carol Giard.
yeah. Okay.
A few years ago, we got a out of the blue message from Marianne Gary. Do you remember her?
Yes.
And she's
Yes.
like, "Hey, haven't seen you guys in forever."
Mary and Gary, who had quite the sense of humor
This is
and
wonderful.
in French class, was a little bit merciless with Madame Petticoff, I must say. I don't know if I'm right or if I made this up, and Marion, if I am, I apologize. Uh, she she had a T-shirt that said, "I love Madame Petticoff," and on the backside it said, "But then again, I love pink eye." I don't know if that's true.
It
I
sounds like her.
it
That's
could have
funny.
been. If it's not, Marion, I apologize for spreading that. I I don't know why. Maybe that was just a joke
Oh,
she
that sounds
said,
like her.
but maybe it was just a joke she said, but I just kind of that's just something that's always stuck when I
Yeah.
how like you have certain associations with
Millions of
people,
people. Yep.
certain things one and just French class and Marion Gary. That
She,
is
she was funny.
she
She was
was.
funny.
Yeah. So
Yes,
she kind of called you out of the blue.
out of the blue. She lives in New Zealand,
Oh my gosh, I did not know that.
and she's like was coming to the States to do some kind of lectures, and she's like, we need to all get together. So it was we all went to Philly. It was Marianne, Michelle, Carol, Mara Saunders,
Yeah.
Neat.
Oh,
And
wow.
we met for the weekend. We hadn't seen each other in years, and we had an absolutely great time.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, yeah,
And
it
did
was,
you guys all hung out in high school or?
yes,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, and we hadn't seen each other in like years. So yeah, so got together with them. I used to see, do you remember AJ Melmy?
I know that name too. Yeah.
He was a lot of the band stuff.
Hmm.
Um, his dad actually got a job in Rochester after
Oh,
we graduated. Um, so he used to come see us when he would be here for Christmas.
oh,
He would
nice.
always come and visit. Um, he came one time and my son was coming down the stairs. My son was like 14. And he's walking down the stairs and AJ's just looking at him. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he goes, that's how old we were when we started hanging out together.
Yeah.
And I said, remembering back to how AJ was, what the hell were my parents thinking?
Wait a minute. I gotta go look him up now. M-E-M-A.
Malme.
Uh, all right. Oh, here we go.
There
So
he is. There he is.
there he is. Is he on Facebook?
He is not.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of folks who are not, and I get
No.
it.
And
Yeah.
him and I'll tell you, we text back and forth all the time, especially during, he's a huge Eagles fan.
Oh, okay. Oof.
Um,
We are hurting right now.
Here, Bills fans here. Although my family always is like, well, the Eagles are mom's team because she's from Jersey.
Yeah.
And so him and I always text during the Eagles and the Bills games.
Okay.
So I always tell him I'm going to turn him into a Bills fan, and I sent him a Bills mug.
Ah, oh goodness. Yeah,
So
that's
I got him rooting. I got him rooting for the Bills too. So
okay. All right. You can divide your so long as when it comes to the head-to-head match there.
right,
He
yeah.
chooses correctly. So anybody anybody at East that you lost touch with?
Um, yeah, yeah. A lot of people.
And have you found him again on Facebook? Because I
No,
found that to be
what I
really
cannot find is another one who was extremely funny, but she was like kind of quiet in school, so you didn't really know. Do you remember Carolyn List?
I
Look her up.
don't. Yeah, look at her. L-Y, L-I,
Li.
L-I.
She was hysterical, and I don't know what happened to her.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Someone wrote something near her name that I don't want to put on the air. Uh, not about her,
Right.
kind of carry over. So I have a lot of stuff that I've had to tape over when I do
That's
this.
okay. I get it. I get it.
But yeah, no, I vaguely, again, the face looks
Yeah.
familiar, but probably didn't share many classes. So
Right.
so you guys were friends and she was very funny and you kind
Like
of lost
junior,
contact.
senior year, we
Yeah.
got to be friends, and she was hysterical, and I don't know whatever happened to her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Much of her.
Well, if somebody knows her, maybe they'll reach
Yeah.
out. Yeah, because there's a lot of folks who aren't on Facebook. So
Yeah.
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 But then, it's like Robin Garland Bear was able to connect with Connie Rocco, through
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
mentioning it. And so who knows? Maybe
Yeah.
somebody's in touch and can put you in touch with her. So do you have any like an outstanding memory, an experience at East with a friend in a class, outside of class,
Um,
that just kind of
so
sticks with you to this day?
I do. That's why AJ and I are still friends. I have a sister that is not a very nice person,
Oh,
an older sister.
okay.
And she did not live with us when I lived in Jersey, but she was a very abusive.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Showed up in Jersey one time. My parents were here visiting my aunt and uncle, and she beat me up pretty bad.
Oh,
A lot of people stayed with me that night to make sure I was okay. The next day, everyone else had to go home. AJ showed up at my house with Tad still mastic. Remember Tad?
Yeah.
Tad brought his dog Rocky. And he's like, I'm gonna put Rocky in the backyard with Muffin, which was my dog that I got from Laura Groom.
Yeah.
Um, and they took me to the mall and spent the whole day with me
Oh.
and just took me out to lunch and made me laugh, and it hurt to laugh. And
Mm.
it's, I tell AJ all the time, you will never not be a part of my life
Yeah.
because it was just, you would never expect that of him. But he just always seemed like, I was always surprised that he actually remembered my name. You know, he was kind of like Hyde from that 70s show. It's AJ. But he would just in little ways do the kindest things, and that's
Yeah.
my memory that will never go away.
Yeah. No, those are some special people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I will never forget. And then he gave me 1 year for my birthday, which I was surprised he knew. Um a little wooden puzzle, and it was like these clouds and a rainbow and then this silver star. And I'm like, "Oh, this is like really cute." And he goes, "Do you know why I got it?" And I'm like, "No, why?" And he goes, "Because no matter what, as bad as it gets, you deserve that rainbow."
Oh.
And it was the most thoughtful gift from a 17-year-old kid.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
so
it was
sweet.
the most thoughtful thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So, and I remember Carol Jarrett dragging me to football games, and I hated football.
But you liked Carol Giard, so.
That's how good of a friend I was.
Oh,
I would go to those games with her and Michelle, and I'd be like,
but you made memories, so that's great.
yeah, we did. Yeah.
So, have you had a chance to be back in the building at all since you left, or no?
No,
Okay.
never. I mean, I after my mom and dad left there, I didn't really go back too
Yeah.
much. You know? I drove by my house when I went to Philly and met up with Carol and Michelle and them. Um, I drove by my old house and we drove around the old neighborhood, but
Mhm.
we drove by the school. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Um, anything you wish classmates knew about you then or now?
Um, I don't I don't know. I'm just kind of a low key. I don't know what people thought of me, so I guess I don't know, you know,
Yeah.
what I would say because I don't know even if people knew me.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was pretty quiet.
Yeah, it sounds like you had a really strong cohort of friends for sure.
We did. It
Yeah.
was fun. We would go to Chris Marks had a house in Long Beach Island,
Oh, nice.
and I was him and I were like brother and sister. So it was the only place I was allowed to go that to a boy's house and spend the night.
Your parents trusted that one.
He was like a brother. They AJ and Chris were the musical ones, and we had a piano.
Hmm.
My dad would love when AJ and Chris came over because he would just turn a song on and they would just play it.
Oh, wow.
And my dad loved that.
Yeah.
My dad loved music. He loved that they were into music. He always used to tell AJ he thought he would be on Johnny Carson someday and he would be able to watch him.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're back in 1980 and
Uh,
we've just graduated and you're looking out 40 plus years into the future. Is this where you thought you'd be?
no, not in a million years. No.
Where did you think you'd be?
I thought I would be either a teacher or like doing something in advertising,
Hmm,
but I'm good.
yeah,
I'm perfectly happy. Um, Things happen the way they're supposed to happen, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah. That's great. So if you had a dream job,
It would probably be teaching.
What topic?
Probably grade school, just grade
Oh,
school
okay.
teaching.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you sounds like you
Well,
really
it's,
love
yeah,
your little grandchildren there, so that
yeah,
must be a
yeah. Our art teacher would be fun. I think
oh,
it
that would be fun.
would be fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Did you enjoy high school?
Um, what I enjoyed the time, the actual school part.
Not so much.
I mean, there were some things I liked. I had an advertising class with Diane Guittardi.
Uh-huh.
We had a lot of fun in that class. There were certain classes I liked, but the whole thing about reports but there were certain things we did that I really liked.
Yeah.
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 I remember in English class we had to write a children's book.
Oh,
That was,
wow.
yeah.
You enjoyed that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. I actually still have it somewhere.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
So what's the best piece of advice you would go back and give your 18-year-old self and maybe you gave your 18-year-old kids?
Um, don't be so afraid. Like, have fun and don't be so afraid. Like, my kids, trust me, had fun. Um, uh, but they weren't afraid. They weren't always afraid to do, like I said, my boys did football and wrestling. My daughter did volleyball and track. And, um, I was always too afraid. I was always
Mm,
too afraid of looking stupid, you know?
mm.
But, and my granddaughter, she sings.
Oh, wow.
Like she's got a beautiful voice and she's done like solo things and I just love that she's got the confidence to do that
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
hard.
Oh, it is. It is
Yeah.
at that age for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So I'm calling this the Fast and Furious finish. So, did you have a favorite TV show or a movie or a book from back in our high school days?
So this goes to one of the memories too. Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
We all had our um every Saturday night, no matter what we were doing, Chris Marks, AJ, and I watched Saturday Night Live together. Their curfews were extended that day. They could come over. We even had it where if I was babysitting, the
Hmm.
people I babysat for knew and would let them come over and watch Saturday Night Live with.
Oh, wow. That's
Even like all the girlfriends they went through,
yeah.
the girlfriends were home before Saturday Night Live came, and we watched Saturday Night Live together.
Oh, that's great.
And
That's
I have
great.
to say, the other one would be Johnny Carson
Yeah.
because I could lay up in my room and hear my dad in the living room laughing. And I
Uh,
love that memory.
yeah, that's a great memory. So how about a favorite musical group or genre music?
Um, I loved like different.
Yeah.
Genesis
Hmm.
was one of my favorites, and that's another thing Rob and I say we're twins about. Genesis, I loved Jackson Brown. Uh, those were my
Yeah.
two, yeah.
So you just mentioned um Rob and the twin. Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit? Because we talked to off air about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I did not know Rob in high school,
Rob Thurston.
Rob Thurston. We reconnected somehow on Facebook. I don't even remember how it all started. Um, and we started like chatting on Facebook, and I he made the comment that I knew of you because my name was Carol Jean and his mom's name is Carol Jean. And he's like, I always knew you as the other Carol Jean. I knew of him because I know he was friends with Chris Marks and I think Steve Neptune, who I was friends with. Um, so his name would come up a lot, but I never met him. And so we started connecting and then finding out all these similarities we had. And he was like, wow, it's like we're twins. So that's how the whole twin thing started.
Okay. So did you have a favorite place to eat or hang out with friends in high school?
we would go. I'm gonna screw up the name. Is it the
Okay.
Country Club Diner?
Country Club?
Yeah.
Yeah. There, that was the one that was out on, whatever,
Seven?
561. What?
Was it? I don't remember the streets. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, there wasn't that the one that was like near Woodcrest Country Club Diner? Was that the one?
what was was it Olga? Was there an Olga's?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, maybe that's it.
Okay.
Um, we would always go there after going out. We'd go there and get chocolate cream pie. Michelle and Carol and I, for some reason, would always go there and get chocolate cream pie.
That's great.
Yeah,
So I think Olga's is still around. So you clearly haven't been back there in a while.
I have that in there.
No.
So
All right. So here we go.
I was, sorry. Oh,
Oh,
thank you.
yeah. So did you like your photo and your quote? And I'll read the quote.
It was
I
all right.
I shall pass through this world but once, if therefore there be kindness I can show, or any good thing I can do, let me do it now. That's a fantastic quote.
Oh, thank you.
That is, I'm going to go with that's the best quote that I have revealed on this podcast thus far. I think we can all use with showing kindness for sure. So I've actually stopped asking the Western theme because we've just gotten a lot of people have answered that question. So I've changed that final question to what language did you take and have you ever found it useful? Were you in,
I don't
were you,
remember.
were you in that class with Madame Patakoff?
No,
Spanish then? Did we have any options other than French and Spanish?
I think I took something else.
Was there German?
I thought there was something you could take if you didn't want to take a language.
Oh, I don't know. Was there, did our school offer German? For some reason, I thought maybe it did.
I don't know.
Okay.
Because I took Spanish, but I took Spanish in middle school.
Okay.
And, everyone was like, oh, it's a lot like Italian. And my grandmother spoke Italian
Huh.
and I still failed miserably. It was not.
So I'm going to go record and said you did not find whatever language
No,
you took useful.
no, I could understand my grandmother's broken English perfectly fine. I could not understand any of that.
Oh, that's great. So wrapping up here, anything else you just want to share or tell anybody who might be listening to the podcast today?
I love that you're doing this and I appreciate it. And I love on Facebook seeing about everyone's families and what everyone's doing. And it's just nice. It's nice to see where everyone is and
Yeah.
see what everybody's doing. It was like I said, your podcast, I was like, oh my God, there was another kid at school from Rochester. Who knew? I had no clue.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I would say perhaps statistically, though I'm not a statistician, that in 800 plus kids, someone's bound to be from Rochester.
Apparently, a lot of people moved from Rochester, and
There you go. But you moved back, so
then I came back.
there you go. And
But
if,
yeah, but I just love it. I'm amazed with Robin Garland, what she's doing and going through, and think about her and pray for her, and um,
we all do.
it's just yeah, it's amazing. What an outlook though.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you doing this because you learn so much about people, and it kind of like you think about it with what you're doing brings like a whole new element to the next reunion, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. 'Cause I feel like we're gonna know each other a little bit
Yeah,
more.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm excited for that. Yeah. And I'm stoked that Alan's thinking about it already. So
yeah.
yeah.
You
Well,
know,
thank you so much. This was such a
you
blast. I really had a good time. And yeah, enjoy 2024. Here we go.
too. Happy New Year.
Yeah. And I hope I'll see you at some point.
Yeah,
Very good.
absolutely. It was good talking to you.
It was. Take
Bye-bye.
care. Thanks for joining me on It's Been How Long? The podcast about Cherry Hill High School East students from the late 1970s and the early 80s. A shout out to my cousin Brad Corbett, whose podcast We Weren't Friends in High School inspired me to do this podcast and whose advice and encouragement have been so helpful. Thanks also to my husband, Randy Coughdale, who read all the fine print on the podcast hosting website so I wouldn't have to. And thanks to Jeff Lyons, content consultant and guinea pig, and to Deborah Smead, also content consultant. And thank you to all our classmates who are listening in. See you next week.